Hey, team.
We're back, baby. Is that not appropriate?
Do you even need to ask?
Welcome back. I've missed everyone.
We missed her.
We have a fun and exciting show today. We're going to do a market update. Everybody wants to know what's going on in the market, right?
Actually, I disagree.
Wait, can I be Roger? We have a fun and exciting show today.
I'm going to trademark it.
You don't think I know the market update?
What's that?
Rosie says she doesn't think so.
By the way, the real detour on that little enactment you just did. Do you realize that apathy and excitement are two different emotions?
Wait, explain that to me again.
You cannot say something exciting with so much apathy.
Oh, apathy and excitement are two different things?
Roger has the best late night radio voice. It's very smoothing, very calm.
Can I tell you honest hand to God truth, Bree? So everybody needs to understand this. I don't know who's watching and who else is going to be watching this, but just hear me out. We just started this weekly thing, right? And we primarily did it for our investors because we would say the same thing to everyone. And I was like, let's just get on a call together and do this for them. So Bree is like excitement for me. When she's around, I'm like laughing. We're like fooling around. We make real estate fun, right? Hand to God. We were trying to figure out in the beginning just to do market updates. It was news after news after news. And Roger has like plethora of information, right? There was this one update I did and you were gone. And it was only me and him. I don't know if it was his voice or the news. I literally was dozing off. For 30 minutes to be over because I'm so...
She told me afterwards. She said, I was in a trance.
She was like, yes, Rod.
No, I just wanted to sleep. I couldn't say a single more word. I was like, I'm not gonna...
Well, we have a lot of work to do. You know, we make time for these videos and then we got to go back to doing work.
What was the purpose of saying that?
You're saying, wake up. Can't go to sleep.
A good midday break.
Our nap time.
Yeah.
Nap time with Rivet. Rosie's confused.
I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
Nap time with Hey.
Oh shit! Roger is giving me.
No, hey, that's why we're into this whole wealth building idea, because then you can take a nap.
Then you can have a midday nap and not have to worry. Okay, guys. So
exactly.
Market.
Oh my god! Have your real estate work for you while you sleep.
This is just going to be a laughing session today.
The best is when you have that wheezy laugh. That's the best.
My fave.
Yeah.
Guys, for the people who are really listening for market update, we begin now.
Click.
Roger, you're the ones who were supposed to start the market update.
Oh yeah, you looking at me? You gotta lower your eyebrows. No, guys, come on. You guys, I would love for you, Rosie, to do a little intro. Look, the thing about it is, this is the way I was really deep diving into the market, right? And I was thinking, okay, what is it that people are going to want to hear? Where are they getting their current information? And what can we give them that maybe perhaps they're not going to get anywhere else? And because it all sounds the same, right? You're like, we have the world listening to different news channels, and that news is, then we have economic updates done by the Dallas Fed and the different feds, and they come on, and the employment numbers, and everybody knows right now what's going on in the market. We're really well in tuned. There's information coming at us from 1,000 different directions. And so, I said, okay, so what kind of information are we looking for? And what I was focusing on was, okay, look, this is the situation at hand. This is the current scenario. This is what the economy is doing. And so does it still make sense to buy? Like, that's really where I come from, right? Like, do you want to add more properties to your portfolio? Is still a good time to buy real estate? Is it still a good time to add properties to your portfolio? And what about the ones that you currently own? What to do with those? And so I was looking at my own portfolio, and I was thinking about my own real estate, and that's the only way like I can really guide or help people is to look at, well, what am I doing in this current situation? And personally, I'm not running off to go sell all of my real estate, and I'm not in a panic. That's not that's not how my mindset works. So
Roger, there's a very good point you're making right now. And Bree, you're going to be completely blown away by what I'm going to ask him to recall during preparation for this market update.
yeah,
Do you remember the conversation you were having that a $450,000 home at 3.25%
yeah.
and a $300,000 home at 6%? What was the difference in the payment between the two?
That was a shocker for me, right? So
Okay.
what I like to do in the evening or when I'm not working is have conversations with AI. And that way it's like training my mind. I'm asking questions. Sometimes we look at data and we're looking at it from the tip of our nose, but if we are just a little bit curious, we can start to pry and poke holes. And what I found is that we've seen prices kind of collapse, right, over the past year and a half, especially. And so we've seen them come down quite a bit. So at one time and these numbers are a lot more higher practically if you're looking at different scenarios. But let's just say there was a home you could buy for $450,000 at the peak of the market, right? Probably in and around the pandemic. And so you bought a house for $450,000, and today you're going to sell it 2 years later, and you're probably going to get $300,000 for the same house. So the difference in payment, PITI, it's $100 cheaper right now. It's $100 cheaper now to own that house.
Yeah.
6% interest rate.
And
And
the one,
you're buying it at a lower price. So everyone that bought the house in a higher price is when they're coming to sell, they got to bring the money.
they're wearing the golden shackles of low interest rates. But here's the kicker. The kicker is, Bree, like, I want you to be very transparent when I ask you this question. How many sellers are still thinking interest rates are too high and that's why their payments are high?
Oh, how many buyers are thinking that?
Like, what is the general feel of the buyer in the market?
Oh yeah,
about this?
they're saying payment is too high. Interest rates are high. Payment is too high.
Too high. Okay. Now, can you and I agree on one thing, that we have seen at least $100,000 drop in prices overall since 2022?
Yeah.
We have, right? So I am confident to say what I'm about to say next from the experience I'm having with buyers and sellers and daily conversations with investors. I think buyers have recency bias right now. They're looking at the recent information of high interest rate, and they look at a news of high interest rate, and they just make a connection in their mind automatically that that's high payment. They're completely ignoring the fact that prices have dropped down $100,000 minimum, and they're actually buying a house with a payment that would be $100 cheaper, and they're buying a property that is $150,000 lower than what it was in 2022.
No.
I generally think this is what biases really are. We make decisions based on our biases. People have different types of biases. People have availability bias. They have confirmation bias. Like, they're only going to look at the data that is going to confirm their existing thought. And they also have recency bias. What is the most recent information I've heard? Let me just make a decision based on that. And it's one of those things that everybody goes through, but nobody openly talks about it. And it's so easy to just drop that idea of looking at Instagram and TikToks and all these news. And for a minute, give yourself a chance to look at data differently. Are we making decision based on the news that is scaring us, or we're making decisions based on what's really on paper? So if the idea was not to pay more per month, then prices have dropped down naturally at this point to make that decision. And everybody, and it's reasonable why people have been hijacked like this, because with the media shoving fear down people's throats, it's easy for people to think what they see is what the reality is. But I think when people are educated on paper, as we're discussing now, they have every reason to just move forward with a different decision.
Yeah.
Nobody is going to reward a bias. Market doesn't reward a bias. Market rewards a decision to buy.
Yeah.
All right, on to the next.
So looking at everything that's going on in the market and employment numbers and everything else, I was really curious about Warren Buffett's move just mid last month, and he's taken quite a bit of money off the table. You know, he's thinking of buying during a collapse. He's got a lot of liquid assets available and ready to deploy. And but in the midst of all of that, he's buying up home builder stocks. So what that tells me is people still need a place to live, and so
And D.R. Horton and Lennar builds a lot of beginner homes.
That's what
So if he's buying those stocks, is he expecting those builders to build more or build less?
And being in real estate 20 years, I can say that builders, if he's buying builder shares, then what's going to cause all of the building to happen? I mean, builders aren't going to build at a loss. They need to make money too. And they want to ramp up when, you know, when there's a good supply, a good demand for their product. And so that's what has me curious right now. I feel like it's always a good time to keep buying.
Well, especially like if he's investing in D.R. Horton and Lennar. You said first-time home buyers. Those are the people who were kicked out during the pandemic. They had no chance at buying at all. And now a lot of builders are offering low rates of 3.99, 4.25, 5.5 for home buyers. And so what are they doing? They're all buying new. A lot of people are buying new right now.
That's true. I just got a call from a builder again in Bastrop in Colony. They're offering 4.9%.
Yeah.
So good rates exist in high rate markets. Low rates do exist in the high interest rate market. You know what I used to laugh at in real estate? One of my mentors told me, they said, whatever has never happened in real estate can happen anytime. So what is the plan B if plan A doesn't go according to the plan A?
That's true.
Yeah.
You never say never in real estate.
I don't know. It was by Muhammad Ali or Mike Tyson. They said everybody has a plan until they get hit in their face. They get a punch in their face in a ring. You know, everybody has a plan and a strategy on how they're gonna hit the opponent. So I would say market did hit a lot of people's teeth out of their mouth, and I think builders pivoted.
800 million in Lennar and 191 million in D.R. Horton.
Wow.
Yeah. I got some cool data that I wanted to share.
Share it.
Share it. Give me a second. Not that fast.
You can sing your song for us.
Wait, don't do that, please. No, you can't be doing that. I'm up for a lot of things, so you can't be doing this, please. Okay. You're so nice. I would have never let you that quickly off the hook.
Yeah, so Berkshire was a net seller of stocks for 11 straight quarters, and these targeted additions highlighted a calculated shift towards essential industries that weather economic turbulence.
What?
And yeah, they're saying that, for 11 straight quarters, they're selling their stocks, Berkshire Hathaway.
Okay, sorry.
They're a net seller, and then all of a sudden, them buying up these shares of DR Horton and are kind of like really causing people to look at it twice,
Can you all see my data?
Yes.
Okay. Can you see it nicely?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so in this image, I'm going to just expand it a little bit more so you guys can read it easily. So this is City of Austin data. 590K median sales price. It's up in August by 2.2%. This is the first time we're seeing the sales price go up. Month of inventory is overall 6.9 months. We are officially in a buyer's market. And that's a pretty high sales dollar volume. New listings are up, active listings are up. Look at this pending listing, guys.
Wow.
Up
22%.
Yes. So when was the last time we saw pending sales go up by double-digit numbers?
In a while.
Not in a while. And it's primarily happening because look at the average close price to list price ratio. Whenever seller expectations are adjusted and they're willing to negotiate, pending sales are going up. That is the big core relationship. People, when we were looking at this, stubborn at 97, 98%, then this was 3%, 5% down, 2% up. Very, very thin data.
Wait, can you go back to that? I want to speak on something. You see the average close price to list price ratio, 93.8%. One thing that I have found in this market is people will try to negotiate 10, 12, 15%. On some cases, it is happening depending on how the sellers are pricing their property.
Yeah.
But if the seller is pricing their property competitively and appropriately, we're not seeing that 10, 12, 15% negotiations, especially if we're looking at $400,000 or $450,000 or less. If we're at a higher price point, of course, that might be a little bit easier. But we're looking at the lower price points of $450,000 and under. If we can expect somewhere between 5 to 8%, this is a good number.
Yeah. I think that's exactly where professionals kick in, because when people think list price, let me just knock out 10%. But there's a discernment that we have to make. Is the list price at the neighborhood market value, or is it higher? If it is higher, you can go for the 10% negotiations, no problem.
Yeah.
But if it's in par with the market, you got to look at, is that zip code, is that neighborhood running at 94%, 92%? Otherwise, you just gave them an ugly offer at 10% down, and somebody came in and gave an offer at 7% less, and you offered at 10% less. You just made the next offer look so great, and you did all the negotiations for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very glad that you brought it up. So I would say think intelligently and take proper advice on these things. So the next one is local market area report. This is Austin Board of Realtors for Texas in Journal. So if you look at it overall, Texas is holding value pretty nicely, 94 to 92%. And new construction is holding value very nicely between 92 to 95%. And existing homes are also holding value very well. But the new home construction inventory is only 4 to 4.5 months, where look at this. Condominiums are hurting the most.
Yeah.
I was just looking at an inventory within 2-mile radius of one of the condos we're trying to sell downtown. They are, and it's probably, and I'll tell you why, they were running at 7-month inventory for under $300K price. And I was like, what's going on? The reason it's that is because a lot of condominiums are applying big, hefty assessment fees.
Mm-hmm.
So condos are hurting for that reason. And in terms of, if you look at the data for Austin Board of Realtors for Austin, Round Rock, San Marcos area, we're 93% over our hold. Existing homes are struggling, and new construction is not that much better than the existing homes. They all are kind of running the same thing. Once again, condominiums, 11-month inventory. They're hurting big time. Condominiums is the one thing that I have seen not do well. Now, in terms of the 5-year market trend, this is very important to look at because we have been tracking these numbers and since 2021. And now we are in 2025 July, right? So in 2025 July, the average price is 565. You guys can see my screen easily?
Mm-hmm.
And number of sales in July have been 2,886, right? And month of inventory is 6 months. Now, let me show you what it was. So we are 565. Just maybe, would you guys say 2%? 3% off, right? Inventory was, number of sales were double. We were only $20,000 more in 2021.
Wow.
And we had 1.34 month inventory. So imagine the strength we have in the market that even with 6-month inventory, we're holding the price at 98%.
Rose, I think this is important. I think this is where we need to maybe slow it down a little bit. I want you to repeat that again because I don't think enough people understand this. They keep thinking values are so far down, but I really want to hone in on this.
So guys, imagine this, right? This is overall data for 5-year trend for the property. Title companies do a really good job consolidating that data for us, and it's straight from MLS, okay? So in 2025, July data, we are selling 2,886 homes, and our median average price is 565,000, okay? It has gone up from 521 to 565. Inventory has also gone up from 3.95 to 6.21. So most of the time we have spoken that prices are supply and demand. If supply is high, demand is low, then the prices go down. But what happens if the supply is high and the prices don't go down? Could it be possible that demand is starting to go up? Look at the pending sales. Okay, so I really want people to pay attention that in 2021, in the month of July, our prices were 588 and we were selling double the number of homes, and we only had 1/3 of the inventory we have right now, and our prices were only $20,000 more than what we are today. That tells me we are strong market even with 6-month inventory. Yeah. And this is the overall lease rental market for Austin Round Rock area. Rents are down, not much. Lease dollar volume is down because too much inventory. And 2-month inventory, not bad. Look at this. Pending sales are going up again. And look at the rental market. If you price it right, you get what you want.
Hey, that's big for, I think that this is really big for all of our investors to know that, the rent is only down by less than 1%. That's not bad. Months of inventory. Well, can you go back to that real quick, Rosie? Months of inventory are 2 months.
Yep.
Average days on market is 40 days. So when people, that's an average day for everyone, right? So
everyone, yeah. And if you look at Bastrop County, 45 days. Caldwell County, 40 days. City of Austin, 43 days. Hayes County, almost 40 days. Travis County, 36 days. Only 4 days less than 40 days. Williamson County, everybody, it's taking over a month. So don't freak out just because you haven't found a tenant in a month. People are used, this is again, recency bias. Recently, they have been used to getting houses rented up in a week. Now they're having to wait 4 weeks. But you have bought a property 15% lower than the market value. Where is that money going to go? You know what? I want a written thank you from everybody when they make that money back. I want to tell them, I said, you owe me an extra thank you for all the ugly calls you gave me.
Tell them.
And at the same time,
relationship with my people, I can do that.
I mean, same time, if someone's sitting there thinking, well, I'm looking for a bargain, I'm looking for a good investment opportunity, something to rent out. You can still always look in the suburbs because the numbers that Rosie is talking about are city of Austin.
Bree is sending that data every week.
Yeah.
She's sitting down she's finding deals every week. You know what people are having a hard time with? And I really need to knock it out of their head because somebody needs to do that. And I don't mind that. They are not looking at how much cheaper they're buying it than 2021 and 2022. They're too stuck. Like all errors were made in short-term thinking in real estate.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what? All errors were made, period, with short-term thinking.
Yeah.
Mhm.
People separate because today's argument was a little too hot. Properties don't go under contract because it's better for me to rent. It's better for you to rent today. But in 2 years, if the rent goes up 20%, you're going to be looking for a home. And you're going to have that ouch moment, the same ouch moment people had in 2021. I wish I had bought more.
Yeah.
So I would say, guys, think for yourself. You're not doing it for anyone else. This is your money, your profits. So Bree, I would say harp in even harder on these properties because we're not going to be able to find these kind of deals later. Don't focus on rent. Focus on how cheap are you buying a property today compared to 2021 and 2022.
Focus
That
on what you're buying. There's a property in Santa Rita that was originally listed at $499. 4-bedroom, 3 full bath, 2188 square feet, single story, beautiful. They've dropped the price quite a bit. They dropped it to $399. They're willing to accept $385 and be done. $385 for 4-bedroom, 3 full bath in Santa Rita?
Or anywhere in the city.
No, listen, one more thing.
Yeah, three full
People don't have to
baths.
negotiate down. Market has negotiated price down for them already. And in a way that they would have never been able to negotiate. Doesn't matter how strong of a negotiator we are as professionals, we cannot even make the property value go down by 15%. So I think we made our point today.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yep.
One thing we should probably mention, just because I'm sure it's all over the news, I've already seen an uptick in activity. Lenders that I'm talking to have seen an uptick in mortgage applications. The rates have been going down since last week. Rates go down,
buyers go up, prices go up, contracts go up, closings go up. I think our pending sales are in the anticipation of rates going down.
Yeah.
And congratulations to all the people who actually bought.
Yes, good job.
We have put 3 of our sellers under contract in last 1 week.
Yeah.
All with creative thinking and open mind. Mm-hmm. So, and they all are going to get to move their money to something better. That's going to appreciate in next decade. And our investors, get ready. Deals are coming. Get ready to buy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. What else, guys?
Well, we got coffee socials happening again. And for that, you're going to need to register because this time we had friends across all the different metros who said, hey, we want to join on the coffee social conversation. And so we'll be doing it webcast via Zoom, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. And so if you haven't been to coffee socials before, this is a great way to introduce yourself, make some new friends, and also have a high level conversation around real estate and other topics.
And don't worry, we're not going to make you introduce yourself if you don't want to.
Yeah, we don't bite.
And if you want to listen to Roger's hypnotic voice, you're going to have to join on Friday.
So if you don't
know coffee,
let us know. We'll send you the link. Register. You can register up to the time that it starts, and we are starting at 9:30 on Friday.
By the way, guys, I'm not in the charge of who's let into the room or not. Bree is. So if you're not allowed in, it's on her and Roger. I'm busy presenting, so I don't have any control. So please don't think Rosie didn't let me inside the Zoom room. Rosie can't even see what button to push.
Hey, so if someone's not been on our coffee socials before, what can they expect?
We're about to introduce something that has never been done in the history of investing. And we're doing it in a way that has never been done before. So if you are an investor who is looking for deals to buy, and if you are an investor you're looking for deals to do with, this place is for you. So we took our 12 weeks to plan for it. We've launched it, and now you're going to do it with us. So let's get going. I'm excited.
Awesome.
Thank you guys. Love you all. Anything else?
If you can, please register before, because while we are in the Zoom, it might be a little bit harder for us to get everyone in. So please register before. Make my life a little easier.
Love you all.
All right,
Thank
guys.
you so much.
Love you.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye.